All right, folks, guess what? This is going to be a new episode of a new little series that I'm going to bring up. This only really happens when developers send me keys or the publishing companies, whatever you want to call them. They send me a key to try it out. You guys know how this goes with YouTubers. I'm very fortunate to be able to do this. And I mean, I do it for free because I'm not monetized yet, but still, they send me a game, I give it a shot. So anyways, we're going to be playing a game. Well, I already played it, but we're going to show you a little bit of a game called Astrometica. It comes out the day this video is published, which should be December 10th. I'll put it right down here, whatever date. Anyways, and we'll go through and we'll take a look at some of the content from what I did to it, and then we'll go ahead and talk about a little bit of it. So anyways, right out of the gate, the developers of the game are called Very Merry. They have a few games on the docket, but this is probably the better one from anything else that I've tried out. And the publisher is called Rock Games S.A. I don't know. San Antonio for all it could stand. I have no idea. But they also have published a game called Last Whisper, which I have made a video on before. The dev and his girlfriend for that are actually pretty cool people. They've done really good with the game so far and gotten it better. It's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about Astrometica. I have it on the other monitor over here, which is why I keep gesturing to it. All right. So anyways, this game is set in space. It's one of those, it's a little space exploration and base building. It has a lot of Subnautica vibes from what I've gathered, and kind of a little, I don't want to say whimsicalness because it really doesn't have any of that, but it is a survival style game with base building and exploration involved. I had some problems with it early on. It's not that there were any real issues. It's just that I didn't really feel like there was any, what's the word for it? Any struggles, such as when you die, nothing really happens. You drop your bag and you start back up. You respawn with 50% of everything except your oxygen. So 50% health, 50% water, food, but 100% oxygen. So makes sense. You're in an area where you spawned in. So it's not the end of the world. Now, could it be better in that regards? Absolutely. It's probably going to get better because it's a new game and it's going to come out, when it does, with probably some updates. I just played the, beta test version until it came to early access. So if anything, I played the alpha version. So it's all right. I didn't have any problems with it other than those couple of things. Early on, drags a little bit, and it could have been better early on. I didn't feel that there was a lot to keep me tied to it, so I had to power through the first couple hours, which, by the way, I'm going to put the unedited version of all of my gameplay out there for anybody to watch if they want to see it the same day that this comes out. So probably later on in the day, I'll just compile it all together and let you guys watch it. But so it goes, and you start out, you're in space, your spaceship crashes on an asteroid, and then there's a whole bunch of asteroids in the area. Go figure. Space game. Apparently asteroid belts are very dense. They're not. And you have certain areas that you can go. I didn't really explore the places that you shouldn't go. Like some games such as Breath's Edge. Breath's Edge will actually, hey, don't go this far. You're going to regret it, and then send you back or kill you. You got to go find your stuff. So it didn't really have anything like that as far as I could tell. It was okay in that it points you in a direction to go. The direction it points you in is just used as a little wireless, little Wi-Fi symbol. I'll put it right there for you. And so they help you navigate by putting out little symbols that show up. And you could travel to those things and find resources. Sometimes you can find good ones, sometimes they're crap, sometimes they're blueprint parts. Again, very similar parallels to Subnautica, which I'm going to say a number of times in and out of the recording. With that being said, it's got a number of little standout pieces. The weapons are different. What you can carry are different. You don't really get a weapon per se. You get something called a laser tool, which I'll show later. And it goes from there. I'm going to cut this part out. Okay, so what was I saying? Anyways, early on, so resource gathering is a very particular thing that you have to do. It's just like any survival game, you have to gather your resources to go from there. There is a monotony to it. Eventually, you have the ability to automate it to a degree. I never really got that far. I built the automation piece, and it never went and harvested anything. So I just kind of gave up on it. I ended up breaking the piece and just keeping the resources for something else. I should have probably given it a shot. Give it a better shot anyways, but I didn't. Right, so means of transportation. In this game, you will have several means to get around. Traveling around will actually be super easy. I'm going to bring this up a bit more. Sorry, people who have to see this. Anyways, it's going to have a number of different ways to get out and around. You have your initial movement, which is super slow. You don't have any kind of boost in the beginning. You have to just kind of peter along until you build what's called a jetpack. Once you build said jetpack, you have I don't know how they measure the units, whether it's in milliliters or whatever of pressurized gas, but it's in a gas, and it propels your ass forward pretty damn far. Recharge rate is kind of slow. It takes several seconds for it to kick back in, but that's, to balance out the gameplay. So you're not just, having the zoomies like a little dog running everywhere. Could that be worse? Absolutely. It could take even longer, and I hope they never change that to make it longer. Please, devs, don't do that. Don't do that. So, with that being said, the next thing that you can get it's like a little scooter. I don't remember exactly what the name of it was. I'll just show it in the video, and we'll go from there. So that bike actually works out pretty well. The battery drain on these items is pretty bad. I mean, I'm just going to say it right now in this early stage. I feel that it could be longer. Base value anyways. As far as I'm aware, I didn't get this far, but you should be able to upgrade your vehicles to change battery consumption. You can do it with tools at a certain point. You build an upgrade station, you can make things to put on your tools and make them work better. Better battery usage. Just another bug that I think I might have found. I added a battery consumption tool to my drill, and it didn't look like it really changed anything. Either way, that's neither here nor there. The traveling, you have all that. It's actually pretty helpful. You can go through and speed yourself along. You can set up oxygen stations, which is very similar to Breath's Edge, or even Subnautica, if you want to look at it like that. You have to do extra work. But anyways, you can set up not manual, but automated oxygen stations where you just show up and recover recover oxygen. Is it good? It's helpful. When you're traveling, you don't have to make a little oxygen container to help out. But upgrades are definitely, you have to find them. Very similar, again, to Subnautica. You will find these little things to scan with a little handheld scanner. Again, so once you find them, you can craft them. And you have to go back, use a fabricator, build it up, and go from there. There's really not much more to be said on that. It is a big cycle of gather, produce, just keep going. And that is probably the most tedious part of this game. It's not really an exploration game. It is really more of a harvesting simulator. Early on, definitely is going to drag ass. And that's pretty much what I experienced. I didn't get too terribly far. I didn't get to the part where I could build a spaceship like you can see on their store page. But I had built a little small habitat. I had a couple of things on it, as you'll see, either in the video or later on. But otherwise, it's a very pretty game. It could be different. It could be better. I like how pretty it is, honestly, and it looks good. The main thing is that if you like games like Subnautica or Breath's Edge or even Astroneer, for that matter, you might like this. I wouldn't really even call it a survival game. It does have the survival mechanics to it. Your food, oxygen, water, all that stuff, and your health. But that definitely becomes more of a chore to maintain than anything else, which is why I just, died a number of times early on, because it was easier to just die near the base and go grab my crap and come back. Later on, it definitely becomes more of an issue because you have to maintain it because you're farther out. But early on, it's annoying. Very annoying to do it. That's my personal opinion on that. You might even see the irritation in the video once I do it. But there's nothing to be done. It's just going to happen. Anyways, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to say I would try this game out. Probably not the day it comes out. Give it maybe a week or so to really iron out the rest of the issues. Or maybe not a week. I don't really know how big the crew is on this, but I probably wouldn't buy it day one. I mean, it is early access. It's coming out basically in beta format. I personally probably wouldn't have bought this day one just because of, the things that I've discovered now. I mean, the game was given to me by the publisher, so I'm not going to say no to it, but I'm definitely going to give it more thought as I play the game some more. I mean, I'll revisit this and update, but as it stands, I'd probably hang on. There's always a Steam sale right away when games come out. So yeah, maybe pick it up. If it's less than $20 on day one, I'd probably go ahead and pick it up. I don't know what the actual price point is. They didn't tell me. They might have told me, but I forgot to look at the press kit that they sent me. Anyways, so give it a shot if you like this style of gameplay. I probably wouldn't have picked it up just because it's kind of my thing, but not really my thing. I tried the prologue and I liked it, but I wasn't the biggest fan of it. And then they came out with this, and it didn't really get any worse. Didn't really get too much better. So yeah, give it a shot if you like it. If you don't like it, then don't try it. I mean, you never know till you try. If that's the case, probably just buy it when it's on sale. Considering it comes out today, the day of this video, which is, again, I'm going to put it right here. But yeah, I don't know. Closing argument right there. So with that, if you guys liked this format, let me know. It's a little different. I tried to add some personality to it instead of just, click here, do this, why. So give it a go. Let me know how you feel about it. Let me debate in the comments if you happen to watch the video all the way through, because it's looking like it's 14 and a half minutes now. I do need to work on the lighting in here because all I've got is, I'm not going to point it out because it's up on the ceiling, but all I have is a big ceiling fan light. So this is kind of annoying. I'll work on it. Maybe put myself actually in the video with a green screen next time. But with that, you all have fun. Have a good one. Enjoy yourselves. Kiss your loved ones. It's almost the holidays, so you know what? Pick the game up. Why not? Give it a go. Have fun. Try it out. There's a lot of fun things to it. I mean, I had fun. I glossed over some of it, but I did genuinely enjoy some of it. So yeah, with that, you all have a good one. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and all that fun jazz. And enjoy yourselves. And now I'm going to click this end button because I can't find it. It drags. Early on, it drags. So you've got this out there doing all of this other stuff. Oh, this shadow. Anyways, you've got that out there. It was... This is dusty. Good lord. And the direction... Sorry. I keep staring at a light and it keeps dragging across my eyes and it's bugging me. Okay, so... I just saw like either a big dust mote or something else just kind of... Anyways, so it's going to have a lot of different means to get out and around.